You're sabotaging your health without even knowing it. You think fish are healthy, but I bet you didn't know how the fish are raised and treated. It's affecting your body's blood cell production, skin, lungs, and kidneys. In this video, I'll show you why the fish you've been eating are actually ruining your health. And it used to impact my health and stop my progression as well. It was my main source of protein, but I completely cut that out. Since I cut out fish, my brain function and memory has improved. It's bettered my recovery and it stopped me from having mood swings. If you're looking to get in-depth detail on nutrition that will aid your fat loss and muscle gain, my process gives no fluff and straight results without having to count a single calorie or even doing cardio. And finally get rid of that sweet tooth that's killing your progression. Click the link in the description to see if you're fit for my program, and it will only take 30 seconds to answer the questions so that I can aid you in your fitness journey. And even if you're not fit for the program, I will personally give you advice to help you along your fitness journey. Now, let's get into the video. Avoid Atlantic salmon. Atlantic salmon is mostly farmed and marked as healthy, but it's one of the worst fish that you can put in your body because the way they are raised are in huge cages, but in huge populations, which make them actually contaminate each other with diseases with how compact it is. Not only that, it contains very high levels of heavy metals. It contains things like lead, arsenic, and mercury. The heavy metals disrupt hormones. They can even cause cardiovascular issues, alongside stopping blood cell production and even cancer. Heavy metals can be very dangerous to your health, especially if you're making it your main source of protein. Your heavy metals in your blood will significantly increase, which is not good for you. It's raised with unnatural foods and antibiotics. Farmed salmon are fed soy, corn, and pellets, which are just full of colorings and chemicals. To keep them alive in even these horrible conditions, they have to pump them with antibiotics, which ends up in the salmon. Therefore, it ends up disrupting your hormones and actually destroying your gut health. When they are fed these foods, they actually end up a gray color. So what the farmers have to do is put coloring into the flesh to make it look somewhat fresh. But in reality, it's actually disrupting your hormones and killing your gut health. And the things that link to disrupting your hormones are PCBs and PFAs, which are chemicals inside the foods and the fish that kill your hormones. Now, what does salmon do to your body once you eat it? Disrupting your hormones, meaning that it's harder for your body to grow its muscles and even function properly. Alongside that, those toxins slow your metabolism, and because of those shifts in hormones, your thyroid health will end up horrible, and alongside that, will completely destroy your fat loss journey. Now, if you actually start to replace Atlantic fish with something healthier, or just completely get rid of it, you'll recover faster, your brain fog will go away, and your stomach will feel a lot lighter, and you'll also start to see visible progress a lot quicker. Your abs will start to show, your face will slim down, and even clear up your skin. But farm-raised salmon isn't the only issue. There are other fishes that are also toxic, and a lot of people consume them without even realizing that they're bad for them. You need to limit or just completely stop eating tuna. Tuna has the highest levels of mercury compared to any other seafood. Tuna should not be consumed at all because of the risk of having high levels of mercury in your body. Having high levels of mercury can damage your body really badly, like damaging your nervous system, stopping blood cell production, completely destroying your skin, your lungs, your kidney. If you ever heard of mercury poisoning, tuna can cause that. Especially for people that eat a lot of sushi, they have a lot of stuff like salmon and tuna, which have very high levels of heavy metals. They will see effects like these. Even if you're making fish the main source of protein in your diet, you will also see the same effects. Also, tuna doesn't come in the color you think it does. It's actually brown when it's first cut up. But what they do is they add a pigment to it, making it look fresh, the same way they do for the salmon. What they do is they soak it in carbon monoxide gas, which makes it a lot brighter in color and makes it look fresh, when in reality, it's completely killing your body. Canned tuna is packed with seed oils and very high levels of sodium. If you're grabbing canned tuna, it's most likely filled with sunflower oil, which that alone is completely killing your body because it's deodorized, it goes through so many filters, and the process of it is completely toxic, which completely destroys your gut, which makes you feel bloated all the time. You'll start to feel sluggish, and afterwards you actually feel puffy and hold a lot of water because of the high levels of sodium. Canned tuna and even canned sardines, the lining of the cans contain microplastics, which are endocrine disruptors and also cause hormonal imbalances. That goes on to my next point. Canned anchovies and sardines are also bad for you. Sardines and anchovies, even though they are mostly wild caught, they actually have very high levels of heavy metals. Because they are mostly wild caught, they obviously still eat things from the ocean and they eat natural things, but you should not consume it on a regular basis because of the high levels of heavy metals. Frequent consumption of tuna can actually disrupt the thyroid function. Mercury interferes with iodine absorption and thyroid hormone conversion, which slows metabolism, which is directly impacting your fat loss and your energy levels. If you're consuming too much tuna, you will eventually see that your fat loss journey is just completely hitting a brick wall. Your mood and your sleep starts to suffer and you start to wonder why it's happening. And then you start to have loss of memory and have huge mood swings, which is actually an effect of mercury poisoning. Now, completely cutting this out, you'll start to feel more sharper and more stable. Your brain will start to function better. And then after, you start to see visible results in your body. Your metabolism starts to run better and your energy levels are sky high. So what should you actually eat? Let's talk about the fish that will actually aid your fat loss, help recovery and build muscle. Wild caught salmon. Most commonly, wild sockeye salmon is the best fish that you can eat because they are raised in rivers where they can eat natural things that actually give them this natural pigmentation, which means that they don't have color added to them and are naturally pigmented. Now, what are the things that cause this pigmentation? They eat things like krill and crustaceans, and they have it the majority of their life, so this is what gives them this natural orange color. And because they eat only natural foods, they end up a lot higher in nutrients compared to a fish like this, the Atlantic salmon. Beef. I know this video is about fish, but fish should not be the main part of your diet because generally fish have very high levels of microplastics and also very high levels in heavy metal. Compared to beef, which hold a lot of nutrients, very minimal amounts of microplastics and no heavy metals at all. Plus, beef compared to fish, beef is a lot better protein source than fish. Beef has so many benefits to help the human body thrive and having so many studies and evidence of this supporting hormonal stability. This has great source of protein and amino acids and many more nutrients that aid your progress in the gym and can actually help your fat loss journey. Even if you was to consume beef every day, you wouldn't be getting problems like if you was to consume fish every day. But if you are choosing to have fish, make sure it is wild caught sockeye salmon and pair it up with good carbs like potatoes and fruits to make it a fully nutritional meal. So now you know exactly which fish to avoid and what to replace them with so that you can have a healthy body. So now you can apply this knowledge I've given you, make changes in the fish that you eat, and you'll start to see huge changes in your health and in your body that will make you never want to go back. But having a good diet and adapting a new routine can be quite difficult to do alone. You have to start shopping for the right food and create a workout routine that you will actually stay consistent with. And if any of those parts are missing, your journey to your dream body will completely break. No abs, still no energy, and having to strive for years to even see your results. This is why I created my program to help be your motivator and your guider in your fitness journey so that you don't fall off. Click the link in the bio to see if you're fit for my program, and regardless, even if you're not, I will still help you and give you some advice to help you along your fitness journey. I'm not just a coach, I'm here to create family. I've got your back for life. By the way, if you're now starting to cook with sockeye salmon, it's still unhealthy unless you know how to cook it to help it obtain its maximum nutrition. Click on this video right here where I talk about which oils are best to cook with that will benefit your health. I'll see you there.